Hey, Stephen, back. And hey on Instagram, your post. Oh gosh, how do I change the direction of the post? Maybe I should go the other way. Go like this so I can read what's going on. Hey guys. Okay, so we got high tech, or high tech, man, unbelievable. L'chaim, l'chaim, everyone. God bless you all. By the way, this is a design. Let me see if I can get this. This was a design from my friend. Okay, he did this new. He did a better design than I did for sure. So if you want that cup, I somehow we'll figure out a way to get to it. Yeah, welcome back. Thanks, Raven. Yeah, I missed you guys too. I learned a lot. I think it was good, and I'm in like I'm in a storm of information and self improvement and analyzation of the situation around me in terms of political, geopolitical, personal, and religious. Really, I've been sort of freaked out about the whole religious thing, but yeah, it's nice to be back. It's nice to be back in my studio, man, with like my stuff, and my coffee, and I was I'm not so sure. Road trips are pretty good, but hey, Serenity, thank you. Hey, David. Yeah, good morning. Let's see how many we're up to 32. Okay, so we'll wait a minute, but I'll give you guys some info. But there's a lot going on also in Instagram. Hey guys, Heshman, Sharon, Bry, Nathan, Roxy. I'm sorry I missed the peeps before. I can barely. It's small, but I think you know what? I bet I could get even closer. Let me just see if I can get closer. Okay, with the Instagram. Okay, so there's a lot of things, and then I'm going to be adding Telegram. Apparently, I need another phone to do Telegram. I hope I have enough power on that. Yeah, I think I do. Morning from Texas. Hey, Silky. Yeah, it's nice to be back. I um I didn't get into like I didn't get into like 1 in the morning, so I actually slept like a normal human being. I think I slept till 6, so I'm completely behind. I didn't do any of the preps that I did, but I still got a lot done. Oh, 30 by 74. Interesting. 30 by 7. I'm not sure what that means. Hey, good morning, KC78. Beach and Brook. Oh, what a great phrase that is. Beach and Brook. I love that. Beach and Brook. What a great is that your own phrase? I mean, that's a beautiful phrase. It just brings so much to mind, right? Beach and Brook. But it sounds like a great name for a restaurant, right? Beach and Brook, or for a who knows what, a book. Anyway, yeah, man, it's all good. So yeah, I'm probably going to want to delve into the intel. One thing I'm going to do really quickly. I'm ASEA, yeah. Uh, so many videos. Okay. Um, yeah. Okay. So okay. So we're coming. Okay. So here's the bottom line. We're coming into a new age. This communication ideas, these communication ideas, the fact that I'm communicating across platforms, the fact that the communication systems are getting better and better is colossal. Now, I went to check out ASEA. Okay, so I'm going to talk about ASEA just a little bit. Okay, I went to ASEA, and these people are real deal, man. I was really impressed. But the thing that I want to talk about, which relates to the communications platforms, is that they are a network marketing company, meaning they turned down a lot of money from a lot of corporations, including big pharma. They turned down, an opportunity from big pharma. Why? Why did big pharma want them? Because this stuff is friggin' miraculous, and it doesn't put anything in your body. It's totally healthy. It's good for you. I mean, and they're constantly improving the product to make it more energized. So big pharma tried to buy them out, and they said, "No way, man." Because if big pharma had bought them out, big pharma would have buried this. What? Something that actually cures you, that makes you healthy? We can't have that. It would have been like Tesla energy. It would have been like hydrogen powered cars. They would have buried it. So the owner, this guy Tyler, is like a real deal dude. He's like, we're not doing it, man. We're not going to deprive mankind of the sauce, the stuff that's going to help them. And by the way, this stuff, the gel that goes with it is what's growing my hair back. This grows your hair back. This energizes your body in ways that on a cellular level. But they turned down big pharma and they said, we want to do it ourselves because we don't want it killed. We don't want big pharma to bury it so that they can poison people. Okay, I'm going to be careful on YouTube. I'm going to be careful. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to be, yeah, yes. I just said I was going to be careful. Because he think, yes, I know I went on vacation. It wasn't a vacation. It was business, man. You know? Yes. Man. You got that thing. The God inside of us is like a developmental piece because it's like, it's my mother's voice, it's my father's. My mother and father never talked to me like that. My mother and father never talked to me like that. They were always nice. Why do you have to be such a hard-nosed guy, man? Just relax. Because he comes from like all my schooling and all my job experiences. So like the voices that you hear inside your head are a conglomeration of all these different forces coming together, right? So yes. So I'm hearing my aunt, my aunt that was like really into like, and she was very ambitious and whatever, and all our kids went to Harvard and all this stuff, and the Clean Plate Club, man. I know, yeah, I'm not a member of the Clean Plate Club, right? Okay, so hey, no one's perfect, man. The Brussels sprouts will have to wait. Sometimes, man, when you're a little kid, really, you want to deal with Brussels sprouts. I mean, I love Brussels sprouts now, but when I was 10 years old, my mom says I ate air. I ate air. I lived on air. I wouldn't eat. I didn't like to eat. I mean, what little kid likes to eat? I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, thank you, Pam. Voice in your head, right? And right, don't say that too loud, right, Stephen? I mean, we got these things in our head. That's why I took, and I know I'm not allowed to say this on YouTube, I don't think, but I took the things that have heads on them and stems, the things with like those things. I took a lot of those to examine, and that's really the therapy I did on myself. I examined the voices inside my head for, a good period of time, for a couple of years, recreationally. I didn't take these things for party. I don't know what that even means, party, because for me to joy does not come from like getting crazy because I'm already crazy. It's like like I was telling a friend on this thing, we take drugs so we stop hallucinating. I take beer so I can get serious. It's just like, but anyway, okay, so getting back, so I'm going somewhere with this. Okay, so the thing that I'm getting to, it's so these guys are pure, and this stuff is real deal stuff. It's real healing stuff. Okay, and I met their lawyer, and he said I got your back, man, because we're not allowed to make claims. His name is Ben, by the way. Ben, totally cool dude. I said, he said, I'm the lawyer. I'm like, I don't want to know from you. Let's just agree to. But he was so sweet. I mean, he says, don't worry. He says, we got your back, man. You get out there, man. So what I'm getting to with this, the conclusion of all this, what am I saying? I'm introducing you to this company. I talked to the chemical engineer. They design the molecules in this bottle. They design molecules that are highly charged, where the energy can be drawn out. Now, you put this, when you take this stuff, I take 8 ounces a day. You put it in your mouth. I swish around for like 5 minutes. They said, no, man, you don't need to do that. 15 to 30 seconds, you swish it around. Most of the high energy molecules are already absorbed into the bloodstream in your mouth. How cool is that? And these people they're constantly coming anyway. So why do I bring this all up? And what does this have to do with the communication platform? The communication platform. I'm talking about electronics. This is not called a communication platform. He's saying it's more real than okay, I agree. Listen, I agree. It's all about source, man. Don't think it's not about source. It's all about source. That's why I get in trouble in my community, in the Jewish community. I'm like, this guy, there's this information source. It's called the 17th letter. It's the 17th letter of the alphabet, and it's military intelligence, and it's telling us what's going on. They're going like, but what about God? I'm like, it drives me nuts. It's like, is there something in our reality that has no connection to God? Find one thing in your reality. This does not have to do with God. Everything is God, because I'm not quoting from Torah sources, and I'm not talking about Rabbi Akiva said it this way, and Rabbi Meir, yes, Rabbi Meir, Modeh, we admit Rabbi Meir knows he went direct. We don't understand why he said what he said, but we admit we give in to Rabbi Meir no matter what, because he was connected to source. Yes, he was connected. So okay, so this stuff, I highly recommend you get involved, you know and I'm not gonna belabor this, but I'm getting to a point that I want. The sound is no good. Sound, or you're saying that it's sound? Thank you. Yeah, I'm kind of hyped up because I didn't really have enough to eat. She isn't Mio. I love Mio. I'm telling you, it's like looking at a Van Gogh. Her paintings are like art. I mean, her videos are art pieces. Hey guys, on Telegram, man. I'm made for this, man. I'm high energy, and now I am patched up. Okay, but I'm not going to get into the whole life wave thing right now. But I also got a lot of patches. I ordered some new patches, so I'm like, I got the juice, man. I did my juice. I got the patches. My buddy from Nepal says don't say too many products at once, but I think they work really well together. That's just my thing. So anyway, I still want to get to I want to get to why I'm ranting about this at this particular time. How many peeps? We got 263. Okay. So why am I ranting? Because I want to get back to this main point. And what is the main point? The main point is that yes, I went to this place, and yes, they totally blew my mind. These were the most sincere people. There was no talk about Maseratis. There was no talk about golf clubs. There was no talk about, vacations in Tahiti. None of that stuff. They were just like square, really nice people. I met this dude from Samoa, man, and Daryl. I met all these nice people. I met this woman from Romania, Adele. I mean, these are great people. They're just like down to earth. They're not like fancy people. They're just like regular peeps, man. And the head of the company is like, he's talking about, this is not about the money. It's about doing something good for the world. But this is still not my point. It's about doing something for the world. How do you do something good for the world? Because you will, if you choose to do it for you can either choose to do it as a business, in terms of you could get free stuff and talk to Jay if you want to do that, or you could do it as a business and supply the world with a great product. Ben, my now I know that Ben's back. He's got my back. Ben, I'm not gonna. He said, "Don't worry about it, man." He says, "You say what you got to say, and we'll deal with you." I mean, really, the evil ones, they have 50 different names for what do you call that stuff? Um, Hydrogenated soybean oil, or MSG. They have 50 different names for MSG. Okay, it says on the label to the soup that I like to drink, no MSG, but it does have hydrolyzed soy protein, which is MSG. So you know, but that's not lying. That's okay because we agree. Is this sound coming out okay? You guys hear me? It sounds like it's vibrating a little. Maybe that's just my. Okay, so what I'm saying is like this guy's not an. He's like we could sell out. We could make a lot of money. It's not about the money. It's about bringing healing to the world. Okay, a lot of people are hurting right now. A lot of people did this to themselves. Okay, they need. I know my guy in India says don't talk about two products at once, but they need both, man. They need this and the life waves. You need both. Why? They both reset your DNA. Why not use both? I mean, I do. I'm not saying if you one or the other is also really good. You could just do. But anyway, okay. So what am I coming to? This dude Tyler, the guy Tyler, is the boss of this plant in Utah. It's a phenomenal facility, phenomenal. Their laboratories clean. I mean, you could eat off the floor, man. They're just amazing people. What am I getting to here? Is that we are building a new world. What does that mean? It means that these guys, this guy Tyler and his company, the ASEA people, they turned down big pharma. They turned down the bad guys so that they could distribute a product that's good for the world. And I really believe them. They're not just saying that. Now, here's the innovative part that I'm going to put in, and this is just my own take on all of this. That they never worked with influencers before. They never worked really. This was the first meeting. The meeting that I went to was the first time in the history of this company where they dealt with. I'm an influencer. Apparently, that's what they call me. It sounds kind of like being a drug dealer, right? I'm an influencer. See, I got some stuff, man. It's really good. It'll grow your hair, So they never. So what I'm saying is that we are in a new world. We are creating channels of communication that have never been used before. So we are paving a way forward for humanity here because the bad guys have it all laid out. They got their corporations, they got their farms where they're all polluted with their nitrogen fertilizers, they got their MSM, they got all this stuff. But now we, the peeps, are building a dwelling place for godliness, for goodness, for doing the right thing, for really building, not just talk, not just like, well, really, I really don't want that, that JB guy. He's like, he doesn't look like it's really JB. I mean, it's not about that. That's not why we're here together. We're here to build something. So my takeaway from all this is not only that influencers have never really dealt with this kind of marketing thing, and that we're building a new pathway, a new establishment in the world that will eventually take over. We will win. The dudes they're going to give no, man. There's no, and most of them are probably already there. The real bad ones are already like, they're like Hill. Hill was like, just give me some tacos, man. I'll go my way. Yeah, they were like, Hill, you want to go on the public tribunal, front of America, or you want to just like take it now, babe? And she was like, yeah, I'll just take it now, man. Because really, what does she have to live for? I mean, you know, what the things that are going to come out about these people, so crash before declass. I will get back to that, and that's very important here, and I will get to some intel, maybe not a lot, but I will get to some. So the thing is, what I'm saying is like this company, these guys, they never had a meeting for just influencers before. There were not a lot of us. I'm called like a micro influencer or something. In the amount of people that I draw are like called micro or something like that. But what I'm saying is that we are building a new world. We are building. We're not just talking about building. We're not just here to exchange thoughts. We're actually doing something. Like if they had all these stories of people with Alzheimer's, people that got strokes that cannot be treated by the mainstream media, the mainstream medical establishment. This stuff works in a way that, it anyway. There were people crying because their husband had a stroke and they gave it, and he was like, I'm just saying that amazing things, and I'm not making any cures. I don't want to get Ben. I don't want to give Ben any extra work because I like him, Ben. And if you're listening, Ben, it's just I don't dislike you personally, but I dislike the idea of really having to engage with lawyers because early in my career in the public education system, I went to court against the establishment, and I mean, I really learned a very valuable lesson. I thought, I said, I grew up with the idea justice. Where's the justice? And they're like, justice? You're in court, kid. What are you talking about? Justice? How you must be? What do you take? What kind of Kool-Aid you drinking, man? Justice? They're like, we can say whatever we want. If we don't feel like giving you money, if we feel like, you're a dude, I didn't win a case because, oh gosh, I don't go, but I'm just saying that, like, I did win a case once, but that was because I called the police and they came to my house and they arrested me. I said, but that I don't want to get into that story right now. But I sued the police and I won. But when I tried to sue the Department of Education, it was just like, are you kidding me? You think your lawyer is going to stand up against the Department of Education? You think these judges, man? These judges, her vacation house was paid by the Department of Education. She's going to rule against the Department of Education, really? So her home in the Adirondacks, her nice rustic cabin, right, with the 5 acres and the lake and the canoe, yeah, that was paid by the Department of Education, man. So yeah, you really okay. So what I'm saying is, what the bottom line. Okay, so I want to get to this first point. I want to conclude this first point. Yeah, I'm telling. I'm kind of giving like an abstract view of my travels. The first point is. The first point is reconnecting. Okay. The first point is that we are building a holy place for God in this lower realm. And we're doing it in actuality. It's not just talk. It's not just theorizing. It's not just, we're waiting for the EBS. We're waiting for the emergency broadcasting to tell us that it's safe to go outside. We must build now. We do not have to wait. So these new pathways, putting me as an influencer together with a network marketing company, avoids dealing with the big pharma. It avoids dealing with the big corporations. It avoids dealing with the baddies, man. It goes straight to the people that need it. If you got this stuff, right? If you got that, man, you need these products. You need to reset your body. You need to reset your DNA, and it can be done. If you go to a doctor, he'll say, "No, that's impossible. You can't do that." So I'm not pushing this on you. I know I'm an influence. Yeah, come here, Ken. I got something you really want to try. I but the idea that in this corporation, this incredible corporation that has this incredible material that helps people reset their basic self. I don't want to make any claims. I don't want to get Ben involved. I'd rather just say hello to him once a year or whatever it is. Like, yo, Ben, man, so nice to see you. I'm so glad I never saw you in court. I never want to go to court again, ever. That's why, whatever. Anyway, the point is that we are building. That's the key word. Beach and brook, like building beach and brook. We are building a dwelling place for God in this lower realm. That doesn't mean we're thinking about it. Yes, we want to radiate with quantum energy. Yes, we want to think good, and it is good. It will be good. It is good. We want to vibrate with the right frequency. That's not a question. But we also want to build actual things in this reality. And how do we do that? By combining these new communication platforms with a dude in Utah who stood up to Big Pharma and said, This is for the peeps, man, because he's a religious dude. He says, I'm not going to let you bury this. And so we are making new channels. We are being fruitful and multiplying, and that's what I always talk about. We are actually being, yes, no, so rude. Um, we are being fruitful and multiple. No, I'm not talking about that. He thinks I'm talking about sex. He's like, don't talk about sex. I'm like, you love sex. You told us to be fruitful and multiply. See, this is a big misinterpretation in the Jew in the holy worlds. You know, okay, I'm not, and you know what? I'm not going to get into it on this video. I'm not going there. I will get into it at some point when maybe I'll find a therapist that could deal with me. Then afterwards, no, I would not do that to a therapist. I've done it. I've done it in the past. I do not bother therapists anymore. It's not. It's like cruelty to whatever. Okay, so I need more to eat. That's why I'm really out there, man. I'm gonna have some red meat today, so I can come down to earth. I haven't really eaten properly in a couple of days because they didn't really have a lot of kosher food out in Utah. Um, but I did my usual, man. I got my sardines, and they took nice care of me. And I want to give a shout out to this guy Daryl. Is so sweet. It's just the sweetest, one of the sweetest people I've ever met in my life. He he felt, I told him, I said, I need kosher food, but they didn't know what that meant. They don't know what that means. It means I have to have my food has to be delivered in a packaged place, in a closed, it has to be in a to get kosher food someplace where you're not cooking it yourself at your own house, where everything is kosher. All the kessel, all the vessels in my house have been dipped in the ocean before I use them, and I said a bracha on the vessels. That's how nutty we are about food. But so they didn't know that. I said, they said, come to Utah, and I said, yeah. I said, are you really ready for me, man? I mean, I keep kosher, and they said, yeah, yeah, just come. They didn't know. They didn't know, and I'm not blaming them. I love this guy, but they didn't know. They thought that, like, okay, if I separate the non-kosher meat from the kosher meat, that it'll be that's kosher. And I'm like, no, no, no. um, but what I'm saying is that, but they were so beautiful, and they were so kind to me, and they really went out of their way, and they brought me to a supermarket, and I got my survival foods, and it was really great. I had great food. I found kimchi in Utah, man. Kosher Korean kimchi in Utah. I mean, does it get any better than that? I mean, I told the guys, like, you know, like one of the leaders of this thing was Karen. He picked up my bag. I said, "Be careful, man. There's kosher kimchi in there, man. You just be. Anyway, so the idea is that we're really creating a new world, and yes, I believe there is that the old economy is in a state of controlled demolition, and I don't. That's why I want to check. Let me just check on the. I'm just going to be off for 1 second. Okay, uh, so today the market is going up a little bit, but it's controlled demolition. The market is going down. XLM, by the way, which I've been telling you guys to buy. I'm not an investment advisor, but stellar lumens, man, are starting to rocket. They're like, they got this big green line going like this, man. So I would not buy it when it's going green. I would wait till it will reset. It'll go down again. It always does. So wait till it goes way down, and then you buy tens of thousands of them and hope that they go up. When they go up, you'll have 10,000 XLM, or 100,000, or what? Not, I don't know, 100,000. No, that's a lot. Let's say you can get 10,000 XLM for about, I think it's, I think it's like $200, maybe, something like that. I don't know. I can't figure it out on the fly. But anyway, so yeah, I know I'm all over the place. we're not getting a lot of people because I'm not doing hardtail intel. But the hardtail intel is whether or not it's on whiplash. The old economy is toast. Now, I believe the white hats are controlling this demolition, and it's going down a little by little. It's actually going up today, but you could see, just my opinion, from what I hear, and this is not like based on, like studying charts or anything like that, Bitcoin is going to go to nothing, and Ethereum, or they will be moved onto the Stellar blockchain. They will be converted into Stellar. That's what I understand, into Stellar limits. Why am I going into this? I don't know. Okay, so let's go back. So the market is not crashing to hey das area. Um, when you open app, it says digital wallet. That's new. Digital wallet, right? Are you talking about lobster? Oh, when you're talking about PayPal, that's interesting. Hey, Daryl in Australia. Cash is I wouldn't say cash is king anymore. I wouldn't say cash is king. You're holding on to cash, man. It's going down in value every day. That cash that you took out of the bank used to buy 5 dozen eggs. Now you can only get 4 dozen eggs with it. Now, if you had put that into silver, gold, or XLM, it would have gone up, and you could buy 8 dozen eggs. So I don't buy the cash is king. I don't buy that. I know everyone says you have a little cash. Yeah, you want to have a little cash because that's how people transact. But it is not king. I mean, cash is king in the sense that when you have cash like in the bank, like if you have assets in the bank and an XLM goes to 7 cents. I mean, to me, when XLM goes to 7 cents, that's a buy. 8 cents even, but 7 cents for sure. You buy a couple of thousand, for a few $100s, if that, whatever. Anyway, I know I'm all over the place. Yeah, that's how they steal your retirement, right? Because you got your so you say I have $300,000 in the bank, but you know what? The $300,000 in the bank that you have can only buy you. You can buy you less. You can't buy as many eggs now, and that's how they steal your money, by through inflation. That's called a tax. That's a hidden tax, and that's how they rob us. So if you take your money from your retirement fund and you put it into gold and silver, if you already did that, or you put it into XLM, XRP, XDC, Algorand, and a handful of others. I think even Hedera Hashcraft, I've heard. Then you can kick back and you say, like I took some money out of the bank, I put it into XLM. Now it's worth a few $100s more. So it's not, and I could cash it out. So if I kept it in the bank, it would be worth, let's say, 1,000. Now it's worth 1,200. So if I need if I need money, is it better to leave it in the bank at 1,000, or is it better to have it invested in XLM, where you can transfer it back to the bank, $1,200? It's that simple. And the same with silver, same with gold. I mean, things are going up now, but they haven't gone through the roof. I still, would I buy now? Yeah, hell yeah. If I had money now, man, I would definitely buy some silver and gold. I just don't have it. I'm scraping because I'm investing in my company. I'm investing in, my friends in Nepal who are helping me build a platform here because I want to save the world. I want to do something nice. It's not really about money. That's what this guy Tyler says. He says after a while, man, whether you have, 1 million or 2 million or 100,000, it's like you're gonna live the same life. It doesn't matter. So, okay, so Intel, you guys want to go to Intel? Let's do a little Intel. We started at 11, so we'll go to 12. We'll go another 20 minutes. How do you put it in a wallet? Right. So that's the kind of thing you all these things, everything on the web is practice, practice, practice. The first time I went to Lobster, I was like, oh no, but you do it over and over again, Raven and Carol. Um, how do you put it in a wallet? That's not for me. That's not for this channel. There are a lot of people who could explain. Am I dark on? Am I dark or is that my? Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, that's not for my channel. There are a lot of people I think that'll tell you like crypto quantum crypto guy, or there's all kinds of platforms. I'm not. I can't. I tried doing that once and it just got. I can't stand people. I don't have great tolerance for people who want to talk about. Well, what do you think XRP is going to be worth? I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. People have been telling me it's going to be worth, tens of thousands of dollars for years. It's still worth 40 cents. Okay. And rising. But, I had a whole channel full of people. When I start talking about crypto, I get a whole channel full of people saying, well, I think it's going to go to 598, but my brother says 426. I'm like, are you really wasting your time on this precious planet when you could be enjoying beach and brook? Thinking about like what in my imagination. I mean, you might as well, like, I don't know, you might as well watch cartoons, or drink beer and talk about the weather with your friends. I mean, it's a waste of time. So time is precious, man. That's our real commodity. It's much more valuable than money. Although that money can buy you time. Like last night I got into JFK at like 1 in the morning, and gosh, I can't even say her name without getting crazy. And Gila she says, "Don't take the subway." So I was going to take the subway home. I live in a very bad neighborhood. You do not want to be walking around on those streets at 1 o'clock in the morning. She said, "Take a cab." So I took a cab. But well, how did I get into that? I don't know. Somehow, anyway, I started thinking about Gila. So I'm not going to think about Gila. It slows me down. Anyway, so YouTube, how to buy and store XLM. Yeah. I'm not a big cold wallet guy. I'll admit it. I'm not. I keep things on Lobster. I don't know. I don't know. It's safer than it used to be. It's a lot safer than it used to be. Oh, the reason I got ripped off, the reason I lost basically all my XRP was on Telegram. Do not read my lips. Do not, do not talk to anybody who messages you on Telegram. No matter if it says that they're your best friend, it could say it's your mother. I mean, do not talk to anyone on Telegram. That's what happened to me. Somebody pretending to be somebody else, who I really trust, said, "You've got to get your money out of Lobster and you've got to give it to me. I'll take care of it." And for some reason, in that moment, I just spazzed. I had a brain gas thing, and I said, I got into the fear space, and I looked back like Lot's wife, and I transferred all my XRP over to this guy's thing, and that was it. That's the last I saw of it. And I filed with the FBI. I haven't heard a thing about it. I probably, will I get it back? Hopefully, Space Force, saw what happened and will give it back to me. I don't know, but I'm just saying, learn from me. Listen to me. Do not. If somebody contacts you on Telegram and they want to talk about crypto, block them immediately. Immediately, okay? Yes, but I'm just telling you, in the moment, I consider myself a fairly savvy, smart type dude. But in the moment, you don't know when somebody hits you in the right way at the right time. Yeah, yeah, Gila's amazing. Yeah, really. I mean, I was the one who told her, if I leave my wife, I'm going to have to live in a basement. 107 even lost. Okay, so I lost a lot. I've been scammed of a lot of money altogether, probably about whatever. I lost a lot of my retirement. I lost about half my retirement. I don't care because I know that if it was still in the bank, then the deep state would have taken it through inflation. So I don't care. I don't care. I mean, I do care, but I've written it off. I don't cry over spilled milk. I lost a lot of money from scams. And I think I'm a little smarter. Could I still get scammed? I don't know. The thing is, people say, oh, you know, whatever. Okay, so that's I'm just telling you, don't talk crypto with anybody, no matter who they say they are. Unless they're like standing in front of you. I don't know. Anyway, the world is a ghetto. Yes, you like my rants. Thanks, John. So yeah, so yes, stay away from that. Get into good things. Get into you know this. Get just build a business for yourself. Do not wait for the RV. Do not sit around. I mean, no respect. I'm not going to mention names. I love, there's certain people online that have really been nice to me. But hello, hello, what happened? My sound, okay, sound went for a minute. There's certain people who have been really nice to me, but there are patriot channels out there that will tell you the RV is coming tomorrow at 2 o'clock, and they've been saying that for the last 3 years. Now, are they insane? No, because they're making money on the platform. Are you insane for watching the same channel that's telling you the RV is coming next Tuesday for 5 years? Yeah, that's fool me once, shame on me. Fool me. If you're listening to a station that's telling you the RV is coming next Tuesday, and they've been saying next Tuesday for the last 5 years, I think it's time to wake up and smell the coffee and say, well, maybe they don't really know, or they're nice people, and I'm sure they're making a lot of money off me, but I'm just saying, man, your resource is your time. You got to put it into the right things. Okay, put it into healing things, put it into things that are going to make you money, put it into your family. You have to choose. You can't get scammed out of your time. Like, I cannot sit around and have like socialize. I don't socialize. I don't, period. Even when I was in school, the teachers would want to like hang out. Unless somebody has information to give me, or somebody wants to exchange energy in a way that's mutually beneficial, I don't have time to BS. I don't have time to talk about TV that I don't watch. If I'm not doing something productive, like people, like when I was living in my house, I was gardening and I was working in the garden. Somebody would come and start a conversation with me. I loved it. I loved it. But while I'm having a conversation, I'm pulling out weeds. I'm not just going to sit there and talk. I don't do that ever. So, so you have to be careful about your time too. So don't go, if you well, that's what I'm saying with the whole news thing. If you're looking at news, like, really, is it, JB said this, and it's really, he's so mean. He's such a meano. I mean, if you're really getting involved in the movie, you're wasting your time. Energy vampires, right? Yeah, I mean, it's just RV, not so much, right? Crypto you can track, yeah. Okay, but still, I'm not going to waste my time going. I did. I have. I'm not going to waste my time going to a channel that's going to tell me XRP is going to the moon. I mean, it's like, I'll hear it one time. That's all I need to hear. Okay, someday XRP is going to the moon. Is it going to happen next Tuesday? Is it going to happen in 5 years? Is it going to happen? I don't know. I'll buy some XRP, but I'm not going to sit around and think about it. RV is reevaluation. Yeah, thank you. Yes, reevaluation, because we're leaving the old system of money. We're coming into a new quantum system. So if you have money in the bank, if you have a retirement fund and you have a couple 100,000 in the retirement fund, you don't have to worry, because the Space Force has your back, and they will convert it into a silver and gold backed currency, I believe. But I did not want to wait, man. I was like, in 2020, I was like, I want to take my money out of my retirement account. I don't want to leave it in there. And no, and don't get nervous, guys. If you still have a retirement account, but I personally, and I don't regret it. And yes, I lost I got scammed out of probably like 150,000 of that, of the original money, that I had, that I worked my what off for 20 years, working as a mouse for the Department of Education. But the stuff that I did put in, I put it into a lot of different baskets, I expected that some of those baskets were not going to bring me what I wanted. And a couple of those baskets really did not work out. But you know what? I got a couple of baskets that I think are going to do just fine. And they're starting to do just fine. So, that was my strategy. And I just go on, you know yeah, but it doesn't, Carol. Everything that happens to you is from God, and everything happens is good. I lost my XRP. I did not cry about it. Even Gila will testify. She's like, Ellie, you lost your XRP, aren't you? I'm like, Gila, I said, God wanted me to lose that XRP. I'm not, do I feel bad about it? I do feel bad about it. I got scammed. I was really stupid. But you know what? I gave away the XRP, but I kept the XLM. When he started saying, "Okay, now I want your XLM," I realized this is not the same. This is not Mel. This cannot be. This is not my friend. This is a scammer. I realized I just got scammed. So I said, "Okay, man, I learned I got scammed, but you know what? I didn't get scammed out of everything." And I think that XLM investment in lobster, in all the other things that I've invested in, could be worth a very nice thing. And at the end of the day, eventually, we're not going to have to worry about money anyway. But I don't even want. I'm not going that far in advance. I know that's true, but in the meantime, I got to eat. I really, really like to have a life where if I need a new pencil sharpener, I can get online and say I want one, and they'll say it'll be in your mailbox tomorrow. I like to live like that. I like to have fast manifestations. I don't want to have to, I'm not going to save for 3 years to get just the pencil sharpener that I want. But you have to figure out what you want. Intel, yeah. So Hadass Ariel, I'm really giving you the intel. This really is the intel. I mean, the little details. If you get lost in the little details, you're going to waste your time. You're going to waste your time. Oh, tomorrow at 5 o'clock, they said 11.3 means next Tuesday. I'm not knocking the intel. Listen. I've looked at the intel all night, so I'm full. My mind is full of all the info. Unless something new has come out. I mean, I'll look at it quickly. If you want, I'll look at it quickly. All right, let's look at it quickly. See if anything's there. I doubt anything's changed, but we'll find out. Okay. I always listen to Hadass Ariel. All right, let's see. We'll see quickly. Anything here? Think Navy ship crashes, bigger than you know. We are active. Okay, everything's happening right now. Mr. T, Australia, right? We know all this. Everybody knows I'm innocent. Yeah, see, I'm not going to get into this thing with DT, with this stupid lawsuit. It's just a distraction, Hadass Ariel. I mean, it's better to learn about investments, I think. The details of how this goes down, Red Castle, Green Castle. There's a lot of Red Castle, Green Castle right now. I just see JFK on here. I think I can say that without getting my channel taken down. Who controls the National Guard? Well, these are great things to know. And a song about the solar flash. Yeah, you think? I mean, Gil, I just wrote. Let me see. Let's see if I can recreate this. It was. I forgot how to use it. Day after day, night after night. That was it. Anyway, I got a new lyric for the EBS Blues, but that's another story. Um, yeah, we'll do that. Maybe tonight we'll do some music because I miss my guitar. Anyway, so yeah, okay, Hadar Sarah, I'm just going to go quick. Let me go to the White Hat channel, see if she's got anything cooking. Um, last I heard, she's been holding at the same post for a couple of weeks. Let's see if I can find her. Oh, I just saw it, and I almost moved. Yeah, with computer. Yeah, this is old stuff. Mr. T says he'll be arrested and calls for protests. Okay, we know all about that. So I think the intel. Okay, so Hadass Ariel. Here's my take on it. Here's my take on the intel. We have reached a point in this cosmic unfolding where the intel is really happening in real life, in real time. Meaning, with Mr. 17, with 17, he says you have to understand what I'm saying. You have to put it with the story that comes out. In other words, the story comes out that a pipeline was blown up in the North Sea, and that corresponds to a certain information from the letter 17. Does everyone know what the letter 17 is? Yeah, right. There's no intel in there. Is there? There's no new intel. That's what I'm saying. But no. But I want to explain where I think the intel is right now. So, in order, from what I understand now, in order to understand the letter 17. Now, does everyone know what the letter 17 is? If you count, A is 1, B is 2. We have been mentally feeding off this information source for several years. We know things before they happen. But the way it works with the intel is letter 17 puts out the information, and then when the story hits, we know that thing has been verified. We are now at a point where there is no new there, as far as I know, letter 17 has not put out any new information. So that means that we have to look for news stories that back up what he told us is going to happen years ago. He told us 5 years ago, on this day, something is going to happen, and you put it together with an event. Now, we've come to a time when there's not a lot of 17 posts. He's not coming out with new material, although he did say at the end, focus, ascend, work on your own ascension. I really think that's really the real intel. But anyway, so we have reached a point where the intel is not coming out so fast. The real intel is coming from the stories now. So if you want to get real intel now, you go on that level of events. Then you go to the Gateway Pundit. Then you go to Breitbart, and you go to my friend. I subscribe to this, really cool channel, a newsletter. I can't remember his name, but I'll come up with it. But there's a really nice, you'll subscribe to, like, I personally I used to listen to Juan, and I have nothing against Juan or any of those people. I just don't have the time. I don't have the time to sit around. I mean, while I'm looking at his boots, man, I could be cooking dinner. I don't have time for not. And oh no, it's not nonsense. I'm not saying any of the information. I'm not dissing my fellow patriots, man. I am a little disappointed that they don't call me up and want to, like, talk to me. But I'm used to that. I mean, like, SG, man, everybody wants to talk to SG. Nobody wants to talk to Ellie Weber. I haven't figured that one out, because I think I have information because I have a shaykhis, because I have a connection to Torah and the movement in the Jewish world, which he does too. I think it's worth checking in with me. But nobody wants to do that, and I'm okay with it. I'm too busy right now anyway. I'm growing. I'm growing Yeah, nothing against Wano. I mean, nothing against Nino. All those guys, man, they're cool dudes. I'm not interested in that level of detail. I'm looking at the big picture. So what I'm saying is, like, we've reached a point where you do not really have to look at back intel channels. You're better off just going to um, who are I'm just looking at something. I'm having a discussion with a friend of mine. Um, Yeah. Okay. So this is a whole nother thought stream. I can't really get into it at this point. But okay. So at some point, I will get into a discussion of why I am miffed with my community about their treatment of this, and why it's not okay. It's not okay to just move on with your life. It's not okay. And in that, Gila and I are in complete and utter total unity alignment. And even though I have been trained from years of intimidation by outside sources, I have learned not to trust myself. That's what I learned in 60 odd years of living in this world. You don't know what you're really doing. You don't know. Oh, to question myself, to doubt myself. But and I said some. We said some things. Gil and I said some things on an interview yesterday that were not considered proper for YouTube or the Jewish community. So I thought to myself, oh, maybe I went a little overboard. I started to question myself. I started to think, maybe I just should chill a little bit. Take a chill pill, Ellie. Go for a walk on the beach. But Gil was like, oh no, no, there has to be some truth talking here, man. And she likened it, and I hope Gila doesn't mind that I say this. She said it's like if you have an argument with your spouse, which I didn't even do for the last like 10 years. But anyway, if you have an argument with your spouse, you have to talk about it. You have to explore it. You have to say, what did we learn from this? And that has not been done in my community at all. We have not examined, we have not heard apologies. We have not, but okay, I'm not going to go there. Let's go back to the intel. So the real intel, if you want to get into the granular details of the intel, yeah, we need a YouTube. That's it, man. We need a private. I mean, and I will say this. I will say this. Okay, I'll just say in a really mild way. I'm a little bit miffed that the Jewish community hasn't reached out to me to know what I think, but I think they know what I think. So they do this to not just me. They do it to Rabbi Green. They do it to Gila, but the whatever. Okay, I'm not going there. Anyway, the main thing I'm saying to Adasa Ariel is that the intel. You can get the intel now from mainstream sources. You don't really need to look on. I personally don't believe you need to look on Telegram. You don't. If you want to listen to SG Anon, I think he's a great dude, man. I think he's got some information. I was listening to an interview with him. I'm like, I do not want to hear from the interviewer. I do not want to hear, no offense, man, but the guy interviewing him is like, I'm not interested. I like to hear from SGNon. SGNon, if you're listening, man, I like it better when you just talk by yourself. I don't like this interview nonsense because I don't I don't have time to value a lot of like interpretations of reality. I have my own interpretation of reality. I look at the facts and I try to make sense of it. But I don't need somebody else's, soul getting involved in my thinking because I'm very reactant. I'm like ASEA, man. I am a very reactant molecule. I am electric. I am polarized. I'm highly polarized, and holding at that energy level, it's easy. Like if you put this stuff in a metal dish, you'll just ruin it because it'll react with the metal. You don't want to. It doesn't. You don't want to touch it to metal. God forbid. And it's the same with me. I'm like metal. I'm like supercharged some of the time when I'm not exhausted, and if I have to, like, if my brain has to interact with things that are not, that pull me to in a direction into a beach and brook where I'm not, it's like, wow, man, that doesn't even look like a beach. That's a brook. You call that a brook? It's got plastic bags in it. I mean, I want to go to my own personal beach and brook, and have my own thoughts and connect. Can Yes, even to you, even to yes. I s- really. Oh yeah. One day I'll show you the shtick I used to do in classrooms. When I got into a classroom with a lot of like thugs, I had some certain like things that I would do that would nullify that would make everyone feel comfortable, and like, that guy has a beard, he looks like a rabbi, let's kill him. I'm like, wait a minute, guys. Let me just tell you this story. And I would tell them the story about, so I have certain ways of making things kosher, let's say, making a situation into a kosher situation. Someday I'll tell you some of those stories. But anyway, okay, so I'm glad to be back. People are in power poisoning the earth, right? Because they can. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying, Laurie. We have to build our own world. Don't look back. Don't get involved in that. Just do, build, build, build. And if that's a problem for you, get some land, make sure nobody comes on it. I mean, I'm just saying, we can't look back. That's what I'm saying with this, like, right, like, I could sit here and bash. I could have spent the last hour bashing the medical community and talking about Dr. F and what he did on this date and all this stuff. It's like, I don't have time. I want to build a new world. This stuff can build a new world. We're building a new world. Not only can you become rich selling this stuff, but you will give something that actually heals people that the medical community cannot deal with. They cannot deal with real disease. They only want to they want to deal with the symptoms. They're insane. They're reptilian. Okay, but I don't want to even go there. I'm just saying, like, I don't want to look back. Don't look back. Don't be like Lot's wife. Don't get into the fear space. Don't get into the anger space. Just keep moving ahead. Build, build, build. Invest, you know, buy things, try things, give things that are good to people, share information with people, try to wake people up. Keep moving forward. Be like Nakshan. Don't get caught into the fear. Like, I got caught in the fear space yesterday. Gila had to pull me out. I was like, Gila, I made a mistake. I'm a bad boy. She's like, no, you didn't. She's like, you told people the truth. It's okay. I never had a Gila in my life before. I always had people saying, yeah, you're right. You're really a jerk. How could you say such a thing? And I'm like, you're right. I'm really a jerk. And after years of hearing that, you start to believe them. I'm really a jerk. I don't know what I'm talking about. No. I mean, you can see now. I have 491 people listening to me. I'm not a jerk. But it took me years. I mean, what if somebody at 20 years old, what if I met Gila when I was 20? And she said, wow, I really like what you're saying. It's so interesting. You really have a different take on things. You don't think like other people, and it's okay. It's really nice. What if somebody told me that in college? It said, like, wow, Weber, man, I love the way you think. It's so unusual. They never said that. They said, "Yeah, this paragraph doesn't fit in this paragraph, and I think there's a problem over here. You're you know, when I went to Columbia, man, I get to get a degree in creative writing. They were just like, I was just like, I'm like, really? You know, and they're like, well, you're too suburban. You're too Jewish. We want people from Nicaragua. Nobody wants to read about nice Jewish boys from the suburbs. We don't care. We went through the Portnoy thing. We went through the. It's done. It's toast, man. You're not from Nicaragua, and you're not like You don't have like strange sexual orientation. It's like, we're not going to publish you. That's what it was like in Colombia. So, what if we lived in a world where people really saw, like, a kid, let's say a 5-year-old kid, like me at 5 years old? What if somebody take me under the wing and says, "Wow, man, you got some interesting ideas," and I got to really explore at 5 years old. I got to see that squinting your eyes in a certain way. I mean, I would spend hours like squinting my eyes. They're like, I think you got something there. You have it, like, you like to examine the nature of reality. You like to see that what is real vision, what is really seeing. And if I had a real guru, a real teacher, right, we're all outcasts, Kate. I mean, everyone on this channel, we've all been told by the baddies, you're all jerks. You're all, what are you talking about? Just put on the uniform and do we tell you. Do you have to really make problems every day? Do you have to question? Do you have to ask why all the time? Did you get that? Didn't you get that in your life? I didn't get it from my parents. My parents were. That's why I'm who I am today, because my parents never said, "Oh, don't stop asking why." They never said that to me. They never ever discouraged me. My parents were supportive. I did the weirdest stuff in the world. I mean, I got married in a Hindu fire ceremony, in a tantric ritual with a witch, with a Wiccan witch, and they were just like, "That's cool, man." You know. Um, I just have to plug in. But society at large will tell you quite clearly that you're not measuring up to our rubric. I mean, if anybody has ever been in the educational system, you will go nuts. You will go literally mad at how many times they say, "Where's the rubric?" I'm like, "Rubric? I'm talking to a human being. I need a rubric." A rubric? Well, if he says this, he's a four, right? He's a four on the scale. And the rubric, so he has to know where he wants to go. He has to know what he has to do to be a five. I'm like, what if he doesn't think inside the box? What if he's Albert Einstein? Oh, whoa, we don't Albert Einstein. Or I know that's a controversial thing to say, but I'm just saying, like, these kids they are geniuses. They are. What if we didn't squash them at birth? What if we didn't say, "Oh, I don't have time, Johnny. You get with your electromagnetic theory. I'm busy, man. What if we let kids be kids and be creative and fruitful and multiply? And we taught them in a way like, you're interested in bugs. That's so cool, man. I like bugs too. Let's look at some literature on bugs together, man. That's real teaching, because it's all about, in Hasidus it's called the rat zone. It's all about what you want to learn about. I went to Columbia. I got a degree in creative writing from Columbia. You know what I wanted to learn about? How to be a carpenter. I wanted to learn how to work with wood. I mean, I sat with these idiots, these nudniks at Columbia for a couple of years. And then a little Jewish guy came into the house where I was living. He started fixing something. I was like, wow, I had the rats on. I had the desire. I said, I want to do that. So I became a carpenter for 20 years. That's where you get, if somebody wants to really has a desire to learn about bugs or carpentry or whatever it is, like Jill. I don't know if Jill's here, but Jill wants to learn about carpentry, so she's going to go hang out with carpenters, and that's so normal. Um, yeah, yeah. People keep telling you, right, you're such and such. And that's the voice that I think of as God. But it's really not God. It's really just my own. It's really my doubt. It's the demon of doubt that I'm talking to. God is already inside me. There's no separation between me and God. It's only one. There's only one thing. But the demon of doubt. Yeah, I should start calling him the demon of doubt, because it's not God. I mean, it is an aspect of God, because everything is God, but it's not something I choose to focus on. Anyway, I'm going along, and I got a bunch of interviews today. So, thanks for coming. Oh, the most important thing, we will be doing a Zoom meeting at 5 o'clock on school. If you're a hardcore Ellie Weber person, if you're a hardcore kabbalahguru family, we really want to develop. Jill is here. Oh, Jill. And I don't know, Jill. We might have to have separate Zoom meetings, because I got to jam with Jill. It was so much fun. But Jill is cool, because she's like all of us. How many people on this channel have 15 different things they're interested in on a daily basis? She's a photographer. She's a carpenter. She has I forget what her job is. Um, she's some kind of a day job that's like an intellectual job, but she does all these different things. She's and how many people, and it's like, right, you need to really specialize in one thing, Ellie. And I'm like, I don't want to why should I like when I was a carpenter, I was a carpenter. Okay. And then when that ended, I said, okay, now I want to be a teacher. And I sort of, I became a teacher. And then I met the Department of Education, where teaching is prohibited and learning is never encouraged. You come here and you will be so discouraged. You will learn to discipline people. You will learn to have them pass in papers in less than 14 and a half seconds. That's the mark of a master teacher. That's what you run into in Make Chong to avoid the dinner rush. Nice, man. Anyway, I'll be on School, Skool. I think it's in the show more, and we'll be doing a Zoom meeting. So if you want to show me what you look like. I mean, hopefully I won't jump through the lines if you're really beautiful, and I won't, I think I'm really getting a handle on my libido. I think I'm coming to a point where like I just don't have time. I realize I don't have time. And if you don't feed it, it kind of disappears, man. That's what I've been working on lately. I'm just like, you know, I'm busy. I'm busy right now. I got stuff to do. I want to rebuild the world. I want to make a beautiful world for my grandchildren. Let's hope, please God, I should have some. You remember School, yeah. But this is Skool, but it's in the thing. But so at 5 o'clock we'll be doing that. I think at 3:30. I think I'm supposed to meet Eon about power shakes, man. You know, you need some organic food in your life. Great source of organic food. Anyway, I'm gonna bed out, but it's really nice to be home. I feel re-energized, even though I didn't get much sleep. And yeah, just if let me say this in conclusion, and I'm saying this to you all as well. Okay, you could listen up for once. If you are like me and you have a demon of doubt that lives inside your head, start to look at him and say, let's talk later. And find a friend. Please God, you'll find a friend or somebody online or somebody in this community. You can find people in this community. It's on School. I'm gonna try to build up this platform, and so if you have a demon of doubt, which we all have because we've lived in the dude's world, man, just try to just tell it. I was saying, if you had a friend like Gila, and Gila would tell me, Ellie, it's okay, man. You're allowed. You're allowed to have that opinion. I agree with you. I mean, I was like, what? Somebody agrees with me, DIY. I don't know what that is. Right. So Maribel, if you want to learn something, man, start to look for YouTubes. You can learn anything you want on your own. Just, go to YouTube. Every little thing, how do I raise my hand? Oh, there's a YouTube that tells you exactly how to do it. First, you go this way, and you go that way. Okay. Anyway, so guys, have a great day. I'm really happy to be back. I went a little bit long, and I'm sorry. And Hadass Ariel, I'm sorry I didn't get into much intel, but I'm just distracted. I see a post. Anyway, so I'll see you guys. I'll see whoever's here at 5 o'clock, and then we'll see you at 7:45 tonight, God willing. And just keep rocking the world, man. Just keep rocking. Don't look back. And if you have a demon of doubt like I do, I don't know. The first thing is to recognize him, to recognize that he exists, and then slowly by slowly you can tell him, if you're gonna be in my head, man, you're gonna pay. you're gonna have to pay me some money, man. I mean, my head's, I only have so much space in my head. So if you really want to rent from me, man, you got to give me something back. And doubt is, yeah, I got plenty of doubt. I don't need it. All right. So God bless you guys. We'll see you later, and get out there and rock the world. Serious. Be fruitful and multiply, and just take the demon of doubt and do what you have to do. All right. God bless.